Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showcasing my 21 pop Scout Rush build order for both beginners and intermediate players. Now the idea in general for build orders is so they can help you allocate your villagers in an efficient manner, and also help you make a routine out of your first 10 or 15 minutes of the game, which then allows you to think more about strategy and how to set up your map for as the game progresses. Builders can be a little bit tough to digest at first because it's obviously a lot of information, especially for newer players. So to make matters easier on this video for you guys, I have an overlay set up at the bottom of my screen while I perform the build, which will help show you exactly where each villager should go as it's going there. So it's going to be like a live feed of the build, and it will help you hopefully understand how it works and where the builds go a little bit easier. So big shout out to Nico Dragas for actually designing the overlay and coming up with the idea. I couldn't have thought of it or even did it myself. So we're going to be doing these builds together, and hopefully if you guys like this style, we might do more and more builders this way for both mine and his community. So without further ado, let's just hop right into the video. Alright, so as usual with my builders, I'm going to go ahead and go with Saracens. It's going to be on Arabia. However, this can work for any land map or pretty much any map where scouts will be effective. So don't be scared to try it on a map like Sea Notes or Valley or any other more land map. Let's just hop right into the game and see what happens. Alright, so first thing you want to do is queue villagers and then make a house with your starting 3 villagers. You want to make 2 houses. One of them with 2 bills and one of them with one bill. The reason I want to do the house with 2 bills is because it's going to finish right before the bill comes out, therefore having no idle time. There you go. So let's time on that. Alright, the next step is to bring the sheep in and send all the bills to sheep. You can sheep scout as I'm doing here. For the purpose of the tutorial though, I'm going to not sheep scout because I don't think it's necessary. Maybe for newer players, you guys want to actually focus on scouting and the builds, or not scouting, but just doing the builder. So I'm not going to sheep scout. I'm going to instead just use my scout to do the job on his own. However, if you do have that APM, or if you do have the time, definitely using a sheep to scout around could be worthwhile. So I'm going to showcase you what that would look like with this sheep over here. So after you have 6 on sheep, you're going to want to send the next 3 vills to lumber camp, and you want to find the wood that's relatively close to you, and if it helps if it's at the back. So the sheep, if you want a sheep scout, you can just use the sheep to patrol around the dark side, then go back. Alright, you want the lumber camp to come down in the middle of your wood line. Something like this looks good. It's always tricky on those trees, but it worked out well there. Alright. There's going to be 3 on wood. And notice with my scout, at this point, what I want to be looking for, the main priority, is to look for my boars. In this case, I've got a rhino and an elephant. And I'm also looking for my 8 total sheep. So I started with 4. I'm looking for another patch of 2 sheep and then another patch of 2 sheep. So 2 more patches of 2 sheep each. Once I have 3 on wood, I'm going to go ahead and send 1 bill to the boar. It helps to take the boar on the front of the map, but it doesn't really matter. And the reason you want to take it from the front is because they have a higher chance of blaming it or taking it if it is on your front. So just to take it first will help prevent that. In any case, it's not a big deal. So now I'm bringing in my my rhino here. This will make a house, and then we'll make a mill. As my rhino comes in, notice how I let him come into the middle of my TC before garrisoning my vill. That way I get the rhino down in the center, and look at the spread on those vills. They're able to easily gather from it, and if I want to drop off the food, they don't even have to move. That is the ideal there. Alright, with the mill you want to make it touching and in the center of the berries. That works well. And you want to allocate 4 bills onto berries before taking our next boar. Now, I just want to point out that this part of the builder is, maybe a little bit flexible in the sense that if your boar is really far, or if it's running out too fast, you could actually grab the second one before you have 4 on berries. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so now that I've found all my sheep, I obviously don't know where my second boar is. I have 4 on berries. Let's go ahead and grab that guy. Now with my scout, you have to be thinking about what you want to do next. So I have scouted my gold, but I don't know where my other 2 golds are. So maybe I'll scout my map a little bit more, and then after that I'll look to scout my opponent. Alright, so spring this elephant. My next build will go down onto the boar that's already existing. Notice I'm at 17 out of 20. 18 out of 20 will be a house build, so this next build will have to make a house. Again, I'm going to bring him to the middle, and even if it looks close, it's not really close. There we go, and killing him again in the middle of my TC, very, very important. Alright, so when you're satisfied with scouting your map, I know where gold is here, back gold, stone, and I'm ready to actually scout my opponent. You want to send your scout across the map and start looking for your opponent. Now, there are several hints, and already finding a big one with that main gold. Just going to quickly tab back here. This fill will go onto the hunt. So after you send a house fill, you send a fill on the hunt. I'm going to continue scouting. Meanwhile, my last two vills, though, one of them will go to the already existing wood line, plus the vill in the house. So we're going to have 5 vills total on wood. And then my last villager, we want to build a second lumber camp. It's very important that you build a second lumber camp, and you don't stick on just the one, because if you put too many vills on one lumber camp, they end up bumping, and it becomes very inefficient. So I'm going to choose the second wood line, in this case out here, and then afterwards, I'm going to get loom. So 21 pop, then loom, then click up. That's our plan. And that's our routine. Again, if you practice this, you want to know how to do it every time, and that's the idea of it. Let me camp in there. And look, it's perfect. I even have 70 food left over to spare. And this is why builders work, because they're practice. We know that you will have 500 food left over. That's just how it is. So after you click up, you want to send another 3 bills. Actually, let's make that 4 bills. We want to go up 5 on each lumber camp. For a total of 10 on wood, 4 on berries, and the rest, which should be 6 bills on sheep. Alright, so let's take wood. Again, notice how my lumber camp is in the middle of the wood line. Very important that it is the case. And at this point, my scouting hasn't been the best this game. I've focused a little bit more on the wood, or on the builder. But at this point, you should be looking for your opponent. And at 60%, we want to be dropping our barracks. I'm going to use a berry fill here. But this barrack ville can be anyone. It can be a wood villager, it can be a sheep ville, it can be a berry ville. It doesn't matter where the ville comes from, as long as you are sending a ville at around 60% feudal age to start the barracks. Alright, when you're about to hit feudal age, what I recommend you guys do is queue a couple of villas, because you can obviously queue after attack. And you want to send another ville out to finish the barracks and then drop your stable right after. It's important to make your stable with at least 2 villagers for a couple reasons, and actually, it's probably worth it to pause at this point and explain why. You need 2 villas on your stable because A, you get it up faster, and this is a scout rush, so any speed in our timings will help out. And also, if you have 2 villas building a building, if the enemy scout, when he hits feudal age, tries to attack you, you can actually fight him off with 2 villas. If you have only 1, he will kill your villagers. So it has both a practical use and a just-in-case use, and that's why we put 2 villagers on the stable. So again, 2 villas are there. When I hit feudal age, I'm going to do a couple things. First step is to drop the stable, not a dock, a stable. There it is. And then I want to get both my eco upgrades. Instantly, as you hit feudal age, the faster you get them, the more efficient you're playing. At this point, your sheep will start to run out, so it's going to be time to start seeding farms. When horse color is about to finish, we're going to start seeding our farms. You want to farm on the right side of your TC because these tend to be more efficient early on. Basically, the drop-off point for those farms is less than the ones on this side of the TC. After your stable goes up, you want to start making scouts and a house instantly. Now, you want to just put your ville back where you got them. Remember, I got 1 from berries, so I'm going to put them back. And then 1 ville can help wall or make houses around your base. A lot of people ask me, when do you actually send the scouts forward? And my response to that is simply send them as soon as you get them out. So as soon as you get them out, you can already start attacking if you find your opponent, which, again, you should by this point. Alright, this is pretty much the end of builder here. You've done pretty solid builder. You have both eco upgrades, your stable is up, and you're seeding farms. The important thing to do at this point is just to continue seeding farms until you have a good amount to sustain villager production and scout production. And then you can transition onto archers if you really want to. You can transition onto castle age. You can get more upgrades on your scout and play prolonged scout war. You have a lot of options. However, I cannot cover each case in just one video. So this is going to be your basic scout rush video with 21 pop. I can play it out for another couple seconds. However, it's pretty much just going to be farming with the vills as soon as they come out of the TC. And these ones on the wood as well. So let me know what you guys think of this video and if you guys enjoyed it or not. And maybe we'll do more of this style, me and Nico Dragas, with the overlay at the bottom as well. So thank you for watching and take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.